Hello and welcome! Today we're diving into some really eye-opening research from Dr. Sudheendra S G. It challenges a huge famous idea about what it takes to achieve mastery. And listen, if you're an educator, this one is especially for you. We're going to unpack a whole new way of thinking about how we can prepare our students, and even ourselves, for a world that just refuses to stand still.
You know the number, right? 10,000 hours. It's become this magic formula. The promise is that if you just put in that time, you can become a true master of pretty much anything. And honestly, it's a comforting thought. It makes success feel predictable, like a straight road you just have to walk down for long enough.
But here's the tough question. In our world, a world of AI and just relentless, rapid change, what if that promise is no longer true? What if it's actually a trap? Imagine pouring your heart and soul into those 10,000 hours, only to look up and realize the world has completely changed, and that skill you perfected, it's just not needed anymore.
Now, this isn't just some abstract idea. Dr. Ska's research grounds this in a really powerful personal story. It all starts with a deep passion for the very physical, very tangible art of print media. The skill was typesetting. I'm talking about the old-school, painstaking art of arranging these tiny little metal blocks into words, lines, and eventually whole pages for printing. It took incredible focus. For 5 solid years, dedicating at least 4 hours every single day, he mastered this craft. He crossed that 10,000-hour line. He was, by any definition, a master.
And then it was all gone. Just like that. Computers and desktop publishing showed up on the scene, and that incredibly intricate skill, the one that took thousands of hours to perfect, it became obsolete. Pretty much overnight. It was all replaced by a keyboard and a screen.
And that experience taught a brutal but absolutely vital lesson. Mastering one single thing, going deep and narrow, is a huge risk when the world around you is evolving faster than you are. So if that 10,000-hour rule can lead you to a dead end, what are you supposed to do instead?
Well, the answer is a totally different strategy. It's a much more agile, much more resilient way to think about learning in a world that's always in motion. And the name for it is skill stacking.
So this flips the whole goal on its head. Forget that decade-long marathon to become the absolute best at one single thing. The idea here is to learn a skill until you're good enough, effective. And then, right away, you combine it with another, complementary skill. You're building a unique toolkit, one that lets you adapt when change inevitably comes. And crucially, you learn to spot the signs and move on before your skills become obsolete.
But you know what's really fascinating about this? This supposedly new idea? It's not new at all. This is timeless wisdom. And we can actually find incredible examples of it woven all through the ancient epics of India.
Just think about Arjuna from the Mahabharata. Yeah, he was known as the greatest archer. But his mastery of the bow, that was just his foundation. He stacked that skill with expertise in divine, supernatural weapons, with chariot warfare, and with high-level military strategy. He knew that just being good with a bow wasn't going to win the war. He had to be ready for the complex reality of the battlefield.
Or how about Vishwakarma, the divine architect? His genius wasn't in one single perfect blueprint that he just used over and over. No way. He never used the same design twice. His real mastery was in his process of constant innovation, adapting to new challenges, new terrains, new needs. His mastery was adaptability itself.
And if you want the ultimate example of a skill stacker, you have to look at Hanuman. Of course, his incredible strength is legendary, but strength alone would have been a total failure for his mission. He stacked that physical power with skilled diplomacy, the ability to fly, fluency in different languages, and sharp strategic thinking. It was that unique combination of skills that made him the perfect person for the job.
You see, all of these incredible stories, they're all pointing to one profound core truth, one that's echoed in the Vedas. Everything is in flux. Life is change. So the truly wise don't cling desperately to just one skill. They get it. They understand that real lasting mastery is found in continuous renewal.
Okay, so let's pull this right into the present day, right into the classroom. As educators, what is all this ancient wisdom and this modern reality, what does it mean for us? How do we actually use this model to get our students ready for the world they're going to inherit?
The shift we need to make is pretty profound.
You know, the old model was all about deep specialization, trying to create a master of one static skill. But this new model, it's about building on a solid foundation of fundamentals by layering on complementary skills. The goal isn't to be the best at one thing anymore. The goal is to help shape an adaptable, effective, and truly agile lifelong learner. So our mission as educators becomes clearer. It's about helping our students to think like Arjuna, to prepare for the real, complex battles ahead, to create like Vishwakarma, always innovating, always adapting, and to act like Hanuman, stacking a diverse set of skills to accomplish whatever mission comes their way.
And that leaves all of us with one last, really critical question we have to ask ourselves. Are we preparing our students for yesterday's battles, or for the ones they will actually face tomorrow? Are we teaching them to master skills for a world that's already fading away? Or are we empowering them to adapt, to stack, and to thrive in the world that is still to come? Everything hangs on that answer.